Music on the beat.
Right. So it's been a long time, but finally we have a big pile of shit to put on the car. And this is probably a good time to start like refreshing all the corner cutting that perhaps had been going on for a good long time previously. So we got like some, what have we got here? We've got a gnarly steering wheel, because the steering wheel I've currently got has got like physical aids on it or something. I mean, I've undoubtedly put like a picture of the day we found that wheel from last year. It had pieces of blue cheese or something attached to it, so like I'm done with that. That's 10 years old. Put that in a fucking bin. That's a new Nardi. That can go on once this is all done. Camber arms from Part Shop Max. These are just fantastic bits of kit. I mean, the rose joints alone are like, you could use these to smash a fucking car. They're incredible. But mainly because of the way that these are cut and bent, and the knuckle goes this side, the chassis goes this side. They just avoid all of the shit that I've been smashing to pieces for 10 years. Crucially, it means that the modifications that I did 6-7 years ago to make it so that the old camber arms missed the chassis, that probably is now a waste of time. Well, I'm hoping so anyway. And then what else we've got? We've got some new knuckles. So these are Destroyer die knuckles. These are completely new fabrication. They're available from the Destroyer die website, or it's an option. You can destroy all your die. Currently, I think all the guys are now moving to this particular knuckle. Like I said, this is the entirely from scratch. This is not cut knuckle. This is, you know, from scratch. Danny's been testing with it, and they just seem to be really good feel. Like the tough bit was getting the right amount of feel through the wheel and also lock. And some knuckles more than others, you start to lose a lot of feel. So it was good to sort of see Danny rate these pretty highly, considering he's driven on a hell of a lot of different types of knuckles. So those are going on. We've got this is kind of weird. Again, Danny had one of these on his SR20. We've got 2 SR20s coming from DY Engines in the next week, 2 weeks, maybe more. And this is just a little something we got from Australia. This is a Tarks Performance power steering pump modification. It doesn't sound very interesting, but fuck, it makes everything so much easier to fit. It literally puts the power steering pump out of the fucking way, away from all of the shit that it's in the way of. So from the top to the bottom, it just makes like turbo pipe work so much easier to run. It also makes the pipe for the power steering significantly shorter. There's a lot of hard lines going in for it because mine are all bent to shit after dropping a CD09 on them for the 20th time, which is good. What else we got? We got new intercooler. So you may remember a couple of occasions where we've talked about the top mount intercoolers that, again, we all ran. There's actually one just here. Wow, this has got the fucking wheels locked. So these are the old top mount intercoolers. Physically, the outlets come out the top of the intercooler, hence why they call it top mount intercooler. When Dan was on the dyno running his Mapper, which is a guy called MB, he was struggling with intake temps, and he cited the intercooler as being the issue, the culprit. So they just thought he'd replace it with a normal, like one of these. This is from Mishimoto. Stock looking core, there's not a great deal to it. But it's decent depth. and just something like that made the difference of like, it was lower by like 10, 15 degrees, which when you're trying to push, in Dan's case, like 500 brake horsepower, makes a massive difference. So we've all now, Saul, Danny, me, Dan, have all moved from the top mounting colours to the fairly normal, lower. These sort of end up down here instead of the ones that are in here. Like I said, it's mainly to do with the intake temps for the engine. It does seem to do a decent amount. Now, this is this is from Destroy or Die. This is a completely bespoke subframe, which we were sort of crying out for because the stock subframes, they're kind of on the very limit of what they can take. Like mine is one I think Dan from Destroy did 2014, 15, and it was cut the section out as you always do with this bodies, cut the section out in the centre, move the rack mount points further forward, and you're basically making that thinner and thinner and thinner. Some people go very, very far with it, and the idea of that is to avoid the rack going over centre, or your wheels from going over centre. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but I had a problem with it many years ago. You'd be in a corner and your wheels would start doing this, and the wheel would start getting stuck, and it was, I'm told, you see, because the person to talk to in this one would be Dan, it was because the rack wasn't travelling far enough, it was too far back, so the arms were trying to go past themselves, and this solves it, but this solves it in a much more, I'm going to say, safer way, because this is made out of, you know, big thick pieces of steel and a bar, and you know, it's all bespoke made, and it's also lower, so you can physically raise the engine up into the car, which, you know, from a touring car perspective is a shit idea, but these aren't touring cars, they're just fun cars. You know? Stop taking things so fucking seriously. Not spanners. Where are spanners? Where are the spanners? Where do you put a spanner if you're a fucking spanner? Take it easy. Look how high the fuel tank goes. It goes all the way to the top of it.
Your fuel tank is definitely not attached properly, that's why it's
no, it isn't, is it? Yeah. It's a good point, that. I mean, where are the pegs for those? Oh yeah, those are there. No, look at this. This is... Well, I guess that's that one. Look how clean it is under here. It's like brand new. These are these immaculate chassis rails I tell everyone about. Oh, they're immaculate. They're immaculate, honest.
Never seen a better pair.
Never seen a better pair. These sills, immaculate. Apart from, you know, surface rust, of which there is surface and extremely deep, and in fact the whole bit of metal's gone rust. Apart from that, perfect. Bolt-in cage used to be around about here, and those bolts have long since gone. Told it's welded in, I'm sure it's fine. Then there's this section. Look at the floor. The floor is just disappeared up in here. I think there's bits of bolts that were due to go in. Anyway, we're going to try and sort some of this out, because this is awful. Look at this. This wasn't done that long ago. This was done probably 2014.
No, 15.
It'll be 2014, so it's like 6 years ago, I suppose. Is it? Yeah. And that already looks like a pile of 20-year-old rust, as there's a lot of this.
There are unfinished sills at the back of this car, which are completely open.
Yeah, they are. You can put your hand down the inside of the chassis rail there. That's what you want from a quality motor vehicle. Same with it. Oh no, this has been plated up. Oh, that's good of him. He plated up one side and then
kind of
not the other side. This isn't Dan, by the way. This is a guy who did some.
Originally charged Alex for this repair work.
Yeah. You did a real good job. I had a bit of an accident, a bit of an off at, was it one of the Matsuris, the Anglesey Matsuris? Yeah, it was one of the Anglesey Matsuris. Hit a big old tyre, and this section of the car was folded in, obviously. Over fender makes it look like an S14. But this was still a big pile of mess. So, in an emergency, I needed a bracket welding on. So, in fact, I'm not going to mention who did it. But they welded to the rust and to the new steel. So this can never be put back because this is where the hanger is. So even if I bash this back or cut it out or whatever, this is still sort of like a support for it. So I guess we'll probably have to redo that as well.
A very OTT exhaust hanger, including the body of the car.
Yeah. Look at this. There's some bob work down here. Look at that. There's some 2011 bob work for you. Look at that. That desperately wants to come out. Look how thick that is. That's a thick boy. This car fits so many rusts in it. It's quite nice to get it to this point. Subframes are off. It's nice to be able to see certain bits of this car that I've not seen for a very long time, and it definitely needs some attention because fucking hell, there's some awful bits to this car. Everything's going to get taken off individually now. More of it's going to get powder coated because I think there are some bits that have already been powder coated. It'd be nice to get them all in sort of a uniform colour. And then maybe strip some more of the underside down because there's some really fucking awful bits under here. And then I reckon we can start building it back up. I mean, it's been with Dan for like three months. 3 months, it's been a while. So finally having it back here is just real nice. Not that Dan was taking his time, but you know, given the current situation, it's fine that it took that. But it's nice to be back, and you got to start doing some worthwhile stuff on it. And I'm eternally grateful for. Thank you, Daniel. Very cool. But yeah, I can't think of anything else to say.